Hello, I'm Emily with Bellevue University. Thanks for joining me for this Degree Insider information session. The reason you're likely here today is you've got goals, both personally and professionally. For some, it's advancement or a role change. For others, it may be job security or earning potential. You probably know that getting a degree could open doors to opportunity, but you likely have questions on where to begin. We get it. It's a big decision. And as an adult learner, you have other things to consider. As a working professional with a busy schedule, you have a lot on your plate. And financing. We know you want to determine the best way to invest in your development. All of these are important decisions that involve many considerations. Going back to school or starting now doesn't have to be a challenge filled with overwhelming feelings of apprehension. At Bellevue University, we believe everyone has the right to earn a college education. For over 55 years, we've knocked down the barriers and paved the way for thousands of adult students to confidently achieve their dreams with a college degree. We know you have unique needs and expectations when it comes to your development and your investment to do so. So we'll help answer those questions and ease your mind. It truly is manageable, affordable, and attainable. In today's short video, the first of our series, we'll give you an idea what to expect when you connect with an admissions counselor, namely the initial conversation with a counselor and the professional college advisory session. We sometimes call it the PCAS. You'll learn what it is and what to expect. Next, we'll help you better prepare for completing the application. We'll set those expectations and give you some best practices to make it easy. And finally, we'll give you some tips and prepare you for the next step in the process, like ordering your transcripts and choosing a start date. So let's begin with the chat you'll have with your admissions counselor. The professional college advisory session is free and confidential, and you choose the time and date. We allow about 30 minutes for that conversation. We'll talk about time, how much time per week you can expect to work on your studies and be in the classroom. We'll ask you questions such as your work schedule, your family commitments, how you balance your week. We'll share what we expect so that you can prepare and balance it all. Next, we'll start to identify the program that may be the right fit for you. And during this time, it will illustrate the difference that choosing a university like Bellevue may be from a traditional school. Here's what I mean. A traditional student may indicate, I plan to study business. In our PCAS, we'll dig a bit deeper. We'll ask what you're currently doing in your role and where you see yourself in the future. For instance, we may ask, do you think you want to manage the IT systems, or do you think you want to manage the people that manage the IT systems? That, for instance, may help us determine if computer information systems is the program for you versus management of information systems. Do you want to own your own business, or would you like to reach the executive level of an organization? That may help us narrow and then begin looking closely at the coursework within business versus leadership compared to the management programs, all to help you determine the right fit. Where do you want to be and with what skills? Listen, we'll even discuss your fears and assumptions. Let's just get them all out before you take the next step. We'll answer questions about the learning environment, what technology you'll need, any questions you've had, anything you've wondered. This will be the time. Then we'll transition to the application. You may have been apprehensive to apply to a college for a fear of not being admitted. Well, let me ease that right from the start. At Bellevue University, we have simplified our requirements for admission for bachelor's, master's, and doctoral students. For example, we do not require entrance exams like the ACT, SAT, or GRE because we found most students can be successful regardless of those scores. Here are some things to know. We ask that you dedicate about 15 minutes to fully completing the application, but know that you can start and stop the application to gather the materials that you may need or ask questions of your counselor. The other best practice we recommend is have information such as your citizenship information, your social security number, visa type, education history that you have, things like that are helpful. After you submit the application, let's shift to the next portion of the enrollment process. Here are some best practices for getting your transcripts. Make sure to identify your previous institution's process and how to order those transcripts and how they deliver them. Some may send paper copies and some may send electric. Give sufficient time for ordering transcripts, as sometimes it can take 7 to 10 business days if they do need to be mailed. Check with your previous institution, as fees may be required when ordering official transcripts. When determining your start date, some things that need to be factored are when you did order those transcripts and how long it may take to be delivered. If you're choosing a cohort program, just know that the start dates are predetermined throughout the academic year. And your start date needs to work with your schedule, of course, whether that's work or family related. And another thing, before you're admitted, we'll have you complete the Bellevue University Readiness Assessment. This helps us determine if you have or are prepared for things like a support system. Like if you know that you're going to have a project or paper due on the weekend, can someone watch your kids if need be? Are you prepared and able to set aside time for your coursework? Are you familiar with our support services and technology? Do you have the software and equipment that may be needed to do your program? So the readiness assessment helps us determine any gaps before you begin. That's it. A quick overview of what to expect when you connect with us and your admissions team member. Not too bad. Here's where you can reconnect or get started. Visit bellevue.edu to peruse things, look around, become familiar with the university, look through some of the programs that may be of interest. Then when you're ready, email admissions@bellevue.edu to get started. In the next video, we'll discuss the steps after you've completed the application. So we'll help you determine your financing, preparing you to take the first class, and what you can expect to receive as a Bellevue University student. Thanks for taking the time with me today. Have a great day.